a cow or something, you can literally get in another tax bracket because
Livestock.
of the
Yeah.
fact that you have livestock on your land, or you can build like remember I was telling you, we can build like wind farms and stuff like that and get into energy.
Right.
Like we get to a point where
Right.
all the cars got to turn into electric, so like things of that nature. So like some type of land, but with like energy and something you can build onto, like infrastructure type things. Like that stuff builds like a lot of wealth. Like you just think about like think about every sports arena in every major city. That land was
Right.
owned by somebody at some point. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
it
They
was
became very
passed
wealthy
down.
after that land.
Yeah, yeah. So people just get that wealth just gets passed down, even if they sold it or like they leasing it. Think about a casino and like the land that a casino sits on. If that person was smart, they can just lease that land and make the money off the casino as it's generating money. So I think it's more
Yeah.
land than anything. Like you want to create generational wealth. Like it's easy to obtain like some money and then stash it away, but like you have stuff like
Yeah.
inflation and things that happen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like that messes up like a lot of the money. So if you have like land is like I said, it could be a double thing. You can have it and then have something on it that both land and whatever's on it can make money for you. You know what I'm saying? At the end
Right.
of the
That's a
day.
good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a good
creating
point.
generational wealth, it's a three step process. So it's creating, so entering to wealth. It's the mid, so it's the like the asset you talking about on the land. So the wind farm, you got to know what to do during the time you got the land.
Yeah.
You got to know what to do when you want to exit from that. That investment. Either give it to your next generation or just put it into another investment.
Right.
I like I guess we say stocks are like in a Roth IRA, you don't have to sell it. You can essentially pass it down. Um, and also I'd say real estate because it's very steady. You know what I'm saying? And once you get that loan paid off, that mortgage paid off, it's all profit.
Yeah.
Would you say
Yeah.
people invest in M1 Finance for their investment platform?
Oh, I like M1 Finance. I love M1 Finance. It's like a little software that helps you buy where the buy the most opportune in the most opportune places. Like if you have, say for instance, if you have a stock that's at this certain price that you like, and it goes down, you put money in that in M1 Finance, and it'll divvy it up per the different stocks that you have in your portfolio. So
Right.
I'm a big fan of M1 Finance. I still use it. I use it. That's my main platform.
If you ain't using M1
What?
Finance, how can you break it down your finances, especially in the
Man,
stock
I
market?
Me personally, I wouldn't be able to do it because what it do when I put my chunk of money in it, break it down into my little fractional shares. So I'm able to buy a whole bunch of different companies for $100, $200. So essentially, it's like my own little ETF. But if I had like a Fidelity, I'd have to do like $5 here, $10 here, $20 there. It's too much work.
So what are ETFs? What are ETFs? We've been hearing a lot about ETFs.
Yeah. So ETFs are basically exchange traded funds. So these are like stocks on the market, but they're essentially like a bucket of a whole bunch of different companies. So you put your money into that ETF and it diversifies your money over, plenty of companies, however many companies are in that bucket. They also have ETFs that are focused on different categories. Like they have an EV ETF. They'll have, ETFs for, let's say, like gaming, like bets and stuff, like BET. I think it's BETZ or BETS. It's one of them acronyms, but
I know
it's
something.
essentially a ETF that holds a whole bunch of those gambling stocks, essentially. And then one that I
BETUS.
like is MSOS. They're a cannabis ETF, but they hold stocks that are multi-state operators like the Curaleafs and the True Leaves and things like that. These are operators that are operating in multiple states already making that profit and already selling their cannabis without federal legalization.
So what's the difference between those and index funds?
Essentially, they're like the same idea. Index funds, they perform. You know, they're very safe. Essentially, this is one that you can get on the stock market without being inside of like some special plan or whatever. Like if you invest in Robinhood, it's hard to get like an index fund. Like I don't know if you can get an index fund on Robinhood, but you can definitely get an ETF on Robinhood. So it provides that same stability, you know, and it's open for a broader, I guess you could say, a broader market of people. And also, I like low cost ETFs. So if you're paying too much for the managers or whoever to manage it, they call it expense ratio. I like to keep mine in like the 0.0. So anything higher than that, I'm like, I don't know. You know, if you're paying over a 0.5 for an ETF, and essentially, I think that's way too much.
So if you wanted to invest $10,000 today in these market conditions, what ETF would you recommend?
I'd recommend just the broad ETFs like the QQQ. It's going to follow the what's the name of that one? The NASDAQ. The VU is going to follow the S&P. You know what I'm saying? But I personally I like VTI because they invest in the total stock market. You know what I'm saying? So you're not just going to get just the S&P. You're going to get some of the smaller ones too. So it's going to be a little bit more volatile on the upside as well.
Mr. Mill is a very big.
Lot of VU.
Mr. Mill, he's a very big fan of VTI.
Nice, smart man there.
Yeah, I'm reading up on about it, so I just dollar cost average on VTI.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, and VTI holds like 70 to 80% of VU. So it's like you get VU and you get that extra small and mid cap volatility as well, which is nice when you're talking about gains. It sucks when you're talking about going down though, because it go down a little, like just a little bit more than VU, but when it go up a little bit more than VU.
LaPons, where would you invest $10,000 in today's market conditions?
Come on, man. The Forex market.
But what would you do in the Forex market?
Huh?
Let's say if I had 10,000 and I wanted to start today in Forex, what would you recommend?
What would I recommend?
Yeah, what would be advice?
I tell you to hold on. Let me bring out my calculator. Let's see.
I looked up Forex after our last little thing. I looked it up a little bit. I found that Forex has like some called currency ETFs.
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Well, there you go. Put your money in them EFTs right there too. All right, so 10,000. I think I said this last time. So if I put up $70, okay, I got the capital already of $10,000, okay, and I got my stop loss at a 20 pip, range, and I go for 20 pips. It's $1,400 in a day. Okay, you times that by 5. That's $7,000 a week. Boom, you got 70% of your money back. Boom, there it is. Forex.
I like it. No, I love it. I just love how Forex just make you feel. It make you feel excited about just investing in the market.
Is it as easy as you make it sound, LaPons?
Yes.
Them Forex usually be hitting me up on Instagram. They be hitting me up. They be hitting me up.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
yes.
It is that easy. Give you 10 grand. Be like, there, LaPons, help me out. Show me the way.
You think you have greed or fear when you're investing? Like greed works two ways: to keep the money you have or to make more money. And fear is similar: fear of losing money and fear of the market underperforming.
Absolutely.
Both. I would just say both. Like it's just how you come into the market. Like greed can make you lose, but greed can also. I don't think greed has a benefit to it. You know what I'm saying? Because after, like, you think about when, like, people are greedy, there's an end to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time you see, like, that show, I forgot. I think it was called, like, Money Greedy or Greedy Money or something like that. I think that's a show or something like that. And they always end
American
up failing
greed.
because they were too,
American greed.
they always end up failing because they were too greedy. You know what I'm saying? So like greed is like a negative, and also fear can be a positive if you fight your fear. You get what I'm saying? Then you're not fearful anymore, because like after a while you fight for it. You know what I'm saying? You fight against it, and then you're not fear. So you can overcome fear. But like greed is like negative. Like that's a negative word anyway. Like when you say somebody's greedy, you're saying something that's negative to a person. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to feel greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? That's a negative word. So like, yeah.
Personally, you can always recognize when an investor is too greedy or too he fearing so much. You can smell that fear an investor have, and you can also smell that greed too. So like they will never reach their goal because of both greed and fear.
Now I like I have a little mix of both. Because remember last week I told y'all that I invested in Grayscale, the Bitcoin company.
Right.
As soon as the show was over on Monday, I sold them.
Okay.
Because I started thinking like, okay, I put 5% in this Bitcoin thing, but I'm not certain that they're gonna do as good as Google is gonna do. Because we talked about last week, also Google is everywhere. We talking YouTube, you got YouTube TV, YouTube Music. You know what I'm saying? Those are 2 subscription bases right there that people use. And then you have your Google Chrome stuff, your Android. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if they start making TVs. I was reading an article about them making semiconductor chips. So they are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, them versus Bitcoin. I know one's gonna grow, but the other one is still highly speculative. So I went ahead and put my money where I knew that it was gonna grow. So I let that fear lead me to be conservative, but it was greed that led me to make that decision in the first place. Because I'm like, if Bitcoin pop off, I know that 5% going to the moon. You know what I'm saying? But I had to bring it back down and you know, our job as investors is to be conservative, you know, with our investments, you know, because we don't want to lose money. So I had to go back to the drawing board for a second and be like, all right, be conservative, Robert. What we're gonna do here was this the right move? And it wasn't. So I went on and corrected it. So I think both play a part, but I think being, as I said, being investors, being more conservative, I guess that's more on the leaning on the fear side, because we don't want our money to go away. I think that's exactly where you need to be, like right leaning towards that way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not all the way conservative, but leaning towards the conservative side.
What is it that made crypto so interesting?
Because it's new.
Yeah, that's basically it. And it's
not linked to banks like that. And like you can do whatever. Like you can transfer your money so many places and so fast and so instant. It's not a middleman dealing with like fees. You know what I'm saying? Especially like they really did it for people who didn't have like bank accounts. So like third world countries and stuff like that, so they can send money to each other very fast. That's like what the basis of it is. And that's why, and then in case of the banks fail again, you know what I'm saying? So like we can leave from paper money to this whole essentially, you know, crypto computer money, which is money anyway. Like we do that, like when you put your money in a bank, it turns into a computer number anyway. So like it's the same thing. So it's just like I think people are just trying to convert over from like a controlling currency by the banks to like a free currency that is controlled by like the world people, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it gives everybody in the world an opportunity to use money or opportunity to actually like transfer money to each other.
And these brokers, they still be taxing on them fees. They still be taxing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, crypto is, you know, it's a decentralized finance system. You know, you take out the middleman, like you all said. Like look at Ukraine, Russia, and China right now. They're leading the world in crypto almost because their banks won't allow them to withdraw a certain amount of money because their countries need the money for wars, and China is about to go bankrupt basically because of their real estate markets and their backdoor dealings. So you have those countries like that people are relying on cryptocurrency instead of their fiat currency to do commerce with, and like to send and receive money from people in other countries instead of doing it the traditional way through banks. It's basically, you know, financial freedom, because like right now, I don't remember. I don't know if y'all remember what happened with Venezuela, like when the war first started, and they was trying to force Venezuela hand, and so that's how we found out J.P. Morgan and Chase owns part of MetaMask. There was a backdoor deal, and they sold MetaMask to J.P. Morgan and Chase, but we didn't know that until they blocked the Ethereum transactions in Venezuela, and they can move their currency around. And that's when it came out that, yeah, J.P. Morgan, the U.S. government told J.P. Morgan to do that. So, you know, like, you still have to be careful in the crypto world, like Coinbase, Voyager, all those U.S. exchanges. You have to be careful because they still, if you don't have the keys, you don't own it. They can block you out at any time. So, you know, you just have to be careful in this realm, because you can still lose your money like a bank. Also, another thing, you can make money just from staking your own coins, versus like if you keeping $10,000-$20,000 in a bank, you're not really making money on that money, but the bank is using your money to make money because they're leveraging it when the banks close, and they're moving it around and trading it, etc. But you can do that on your own with crypto. So, you know, it's just a financial advancement basically, and it takes out the barrier for, especially for Black Americans, it takes out the barrier for discrimination, like when it comes to lending and, you know, stuff like that. So this is a new realm that is early, and we really need to take it serious and get in early, because we'll miss the boom like the stock market. Like, yeah, you know, you got guys like us getting into stocks and stuff, but most of our parents and stuff didn't know about stocks and ETF funds, and knowing that Roth IRAs and stuff. They didn't know that we needed that type of life insurance policy. They didn't know we needed that type of stuff. So, you know, crypto, we got to get in early. And right now, I'm just dollar cost averages. I'm making my weekly Bitcoin deposit. That's all I'm buying right now. I might start back buying Ethereum, but right now I'm just buying Bitcoin every week and waiting till it go back up. I got a few more coins that I'm holding, and because I think they're gonna be more valuable in a few years. So I got a few more, but yeah, right now I'm just dollar cost averaging Bitcoin.
Hey, do you got a physical crypto wallet?
Yeah, I do. I use SafePal wallet. Okay, a lot of people use Ledger. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, I use this. So I can't. Yeah, I use SafePal wallet, but a lot of people use Ledger. Ledger is the most popular wallet, but I like the SafePal wallet because inside the digital app, it has all the DeFi exchanges like Uniswap, SushiSwap, everything is just like download the app and just like play with it, and then you can actually, because you can use that SafePal digital wallet and not have this, but you can also have this, and once you get this, you can't move any money unless you have this with you. Like if somebody find your phone, there's nothing they can do.
So do you use like what other app do you use besides like Coinbase for your
KuCoin, Gate.io, I have Crypto.com because I keep CRO on there. So, you know, I have Crypto.com, but like with crypto, you really gotta have all the exchanges. And then, you know, get you a VPN. I don't know if y'all, you know, get you a VPN. Binance is the number one exchange in the world, honestly. But
I know about Binance.
Since it's Asia based, the US doesn't want them in America, so they make them make Binance US. So you can't see all the coins and stuff with Binance US that you can with regular Binance. So you need a VPN, you know.
Right.
You
Facts. I get what you're saying. Yeah. So
need,
you can read somewhere else. Yeah.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, crypto winter is coming. It's not a crypto crash, it's a sale. So just get in this one time. Focus
I
the fourth
think
quarter.
I think it'll dip even lower though. I think right now, last time I checked Bitcoin, it was at like 21K when I checked it yesterday, and I think it's gonna dip to like 17.
17.
I think it's gonna dip. I think we're gonna take another hit just because what's going on with Asia, what's going on with Russia, what's going on with the U.S. economy, and you look at the inflation in the U.K. Like I think Bitcoin is gonna take another hit as well as the stock market. I think it's gonna take another hit.
Definitely.
Every market still
The
got
lower
correlation.
June.
You say what, LaPons?
So it's gonna hit like the lower June. That's when it was at 17 at the lower June. In June. Yeah,
Don't expect things to get better before they get worse.
Yeah, fact.
Expect things to get worse before they get better. Plan for the worst, then your plan for the better will be better than the worst, really. So
My only issue, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. My only issue with crypto is like it's been around for a while now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I can go to the grocery store and use my Bitcoin and buy a gallon of milk, or I can go to the gas station and buy gas with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think like, why should I invest my money here when I can't really even use it?
because there's a whole virtual wave going on virtually for commerce. So you want to be able to virtually send your assets across the world virtually, basically. So if you want to buy something off Facebook using the Facebook coin, you have to go through that process, that commerce, like in Facebook Marketplace. You got to go through that whole it's on their marketplace. So they're keeping most of the money. So
I say in nutshell, you just don't. You want to put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? So in case
I'll say it like this.
What if something like 08 happened again? You know what I'm saying? The bill and the banks fail. Now you got this whole, coin, you know what I'm saying, that people already know about, already were kind of relying on already. You can buy some stuff with it, but eventually if the banks fail again, okay, then what? Like we gonna have to like literally go over to another coin. You know what I'm saying? Or something else, because it's already like how it is. Like Bitcoin is no different. Like the only thing that's different about a crypto and currency is just like we can't physically, it's not tangible. You know what I'm saying? It's not something we can hold in our hand. But we do that every day anyway. Like how many times you got to go to an ATM or go to a, you know what I'm saying? So I think once it turns into like something like this that we can hold, I think everybody will convert over. Because like somebody show you a stack of money, you're gonna be like, ooh. When somebody show you a stack of Bitcoins that somebody made in their basement somewhere, you're not gonna be like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a converter.
How would you buy an NFT?
Oh, okay.
I have never bought an NFT.
But how would you buy it?
True facts.
Honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't invest in NFT.
So an NFT asset is basically through Ethereum or cryptocurrency. You would have to buy it using cryptocurrency, basically.
Okay.
It depends on which blockchain the NFT is on. An NFT can be on Bitcoin, it can be on Ethereum, it can be on Tron, it can be on Solana. It can be on a different blockchain. So it just depends on which blockchain the NFT is on, which currency you will use to buy it. Tezos.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just a non-fungible token with a smart contract. So you can say like, oh, I'm gonna throw an event. To get in an event, you gotta have this NFT. Like, and you just verify. That way, it's no counterfeit tickets because you have to have the smart contract to get in the event. Just something like that. But to elaborate on what Robert said about devil's advocate with the Bitcoin. Look at El Salvador. Look at like certain countries in Africa. They're already relying on Bitcoin as their main currency. Like you got like LePun said on earlier, like it's third world countries like relying on Bitcoin as their main currency already. Like El Salvador is throwing a Bitcoin currency as a country. Like that's how big they're invested into Bitcoin. Look at like I was saying earlier, if everything shut down again, let's say you got 100,000 in stocks and you can't get your money out the bank.
Thanks.
How would you take your 100,000 and use it at the grocery store? If you got 100,000 in stocks, but you can't once you sell your stocks, it converts to U.S. currency.
Yeah.
You can't get your money out the bank. So how would you be able to get access to your money? Versus if you got 100,000 in Bitcoin, you can just do that transaction, or you can convert it to USD or whatever other currency you needed to convert it to, and draw down your money. Like you can do that all day on Cash App. Like send money to Cash App through Bitcoin and then convert it to USD and use your Cash App card and swipe it. So Bitcoin is a ready available asset 24/7. It's not regulated heavily yet. Nobody can block transactions. The network has never been hacked. So when you look at Solana gets hacked all the time. But it's cheap transactions. Ethereum, they're switching to proof of work, and they're supposed to have cheap transactions like Solana does. So once they do that, Ethereum is going to probably skyrocket. So that's why I said I'm about to start back buying Ethereum. They're supposed to do the switch next month, in September, like the middle of September. So yeah.
Now, what I meant by not being able to use it, I meant utility. Like, I'm able to, if I'm investing in a gas company, I know they're gonna be selling gas, you know what I'm saying? I know they're gonna be making money. I know exactly what they're gonna be doing. With Bitcoin, it's kind of like a gray area there. That's what I meant by that.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but that's like I guess you would equate that to gold or silver, like buying gold and silver. Well, silver has tangible use because it's used in a lot of stuff. But gold is just used for flash, but yet it still holds value.
Those using like cell phones is a good electricity conductor. So it's like it's used a lot. That's why it's valued so much.
I want to thank y'all today for y'all time.
No problem, man.
Thank you for having us on, man.
Every Saturday, live, unbiased investment education. We're just talking about what's going on in the market. So if you guys know any experts out there, please allow them to join the show. Thank you, guys. YouTube, if you want to donate, the Cash App is $ investing for cowards. So YouTube, if you want to donate, Cash App is $ investing for cowards. Y'all have a great day, okay, guys?
All right,
man. You too.
Man, take it easy, man. Appreciate y'all, boys.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all have a good one.